Hi viewers, welcome you once again to Micro Learners. This is again Shailaja joined with you with chapter 5, Monetary Economics. So previously we have seen the internal questions, around 30 questions we have seen as internal questions. Then we saw the book back objectives. So previously we have seen the very short answers. So today we are going to see the 3 marks. So look at the first question, write a note on metallic money. So all of us know very well, after the barter system we had the metallic money, and these metallic monies were measured in terms either of gold or of silver, and every currency it is made out of metal. And what is happening here, and each one has its own legal tender weight. So we call this as, that is their face value, that is the amount. You would have seen in the rupee, 10 rupees, 20 rupees, 50 rupees has been mentioned. That's the face value, which is equal to the instinct metallic value that it possesses. Second one is, what is money supply? A very interesting question where we can learn so many concepts that are there. So here we are going to see what is metallic money. So what is metallic money? What is money supply? Money supply is nothing but the total amount of money in an economy. That is the amount of money which is in circulation in an economy at a given time. So money supply can be viewed as a stock, and over a period of time we can call it as a flow. So currency money supply is being categorized into 4: M1, M2, M3 and M4. So what is M1? It is nothing but the currency, coins and demand deposit which has been created. What is M2? You just have to include this M1 and then write the post saving deposit which we possess in the post office. Now next is M3 money, where we have to include M2, and the time deposit of all commercial banks and cooperative banks are taken into consideration. Then what is M4 money? Include this M3 plus total deposit with post office. Now what is M1, M2 money known as narrow money, and M3, M4 is known as broad money. This can be an objective question. Next one is, what are the determinants of money supply? First one is currency deposit ratio, the amount of deposit that we possess, that the public possesses in the bank. Second one is reserve deposit ratio, reserve, which you keep it as a preservatory. So reserve deposit ratio, that is cash in the bank. And second one, deposits of commercial bank with the RBI, public deposit cash in the bank. And what is a commercial bank? Commercial banks keep deposits in the RBI. So two different forms. So this is called as reserve deposit ratio. Next is cash reserve ratio. It's nothing but the fraction of the deposit of the bank must keep with the RBI. CRR is supposed to be compulsory, which is being created by the RBI, and every commercial bank should have cash reserve ratio with the RBI. The next one is statutory liquidity ratio. It's nothing but the total demand and time deposit of the commercial bank in the form of specified liquid assets. Liquidity means the cash in hand that we try to possess or keep it in our hand for unforeseen expenses. Same way money, this is how the money supply is being done. Next one is, what are the different types of inflation? So I have divided it into speed, demand and cost, and inducement. Creeping, walking, running, galloping, or we call it as hyper. When it's demand and cost, it is demand pull and cost push inflation. When it comes to inducement, currency inflation, credit inflation, deficit induced inflation, profit induced inflation, then scarcity induced inflation, tax induced inflation. You can write this creeping, walking, running and galloping in an expanded form. That is creeping inflation. How much of inflation is what is the amount of inflation? And walking inflation, what is the amount of inflation and what is the reciprocal that is going to happen? Running inflation, what is the percentage and what is going to be the after effect of inflation? Galloping and hyperinflation, that what is the percentage of inflation and what is going to be the consequences of it. Okay, this alone can be explained in detail. Next one, explain demand pull and cost push inflation. Demand pull inflation is nothing but the demand and supply plays a very crucial role in deciding the inflation level in the society. That is the demand pulling the inflation. Okay, so the demand for a product is supposed to be high and the supply is low, automatically we know the prices of the product will increase. So this we call it as demand pulling the inflation. That is, the commodities are very less. That is, the supply of commodity is low, but the prices of the product is supposed to be very high. Next is cost pushing the inflation. For any type of production, what is necessary? Raw materials is necessary. So when these raw materials takes the higher cost, what happens? Inflation automatically creeps in. Okay, and what happened? Increase in wages paid to labor also leads to inflation. Even when the labor income increases, inflation also increases. Next one is state Cambridge equation and the value of money. Some of you, when you read this answer, you feel, oh, it's very lengthy, I do not understand. Okay, it's nothing but write the Marshall's equation. And what does all these alphabets represent? What does M represents? What does Y represents? What does P represents? And you reciprocate the equation. Okay, bringing price, that is, you bring the P onto your left hand side, which is equal to M divided by KY. And here you have another reciprocation, 1 divided by P, which is equal to KY divided by M. This is what you should notice. Okay, after writing the expansions of each alphabet and the equation, we are supposed to reciprocate, bringing price onto your left hand side and taking the other concepts onto the other side. Next is Keynes equation. So you can see in Keynes equation, again you can see an equation. Okay, that equation is being expanded over here. What is N representing? What is P representing? What is K representing is being given over here. So what is K represents? It's nothing but the real balance. Okay, K is equal to total quantity of consumption unit of people. Next is explain disinflation. Disinflation is nothing but the slowing down in the rate of inflation and controlling the amount of credit. Okay, so you have to slow down the inflation. At that time, what are we supposed to do? We are supposed to control the credit. That is, we are not supposed to give loans and we should not grant sanctions for higher purchases. So available of consumers without causing more unemployment. Disinflation may be defined as the process of reversing inflation. Okay, disinflation is nothing but reversing of inflation without creating unemployment or reduction in the output of the economy. This we call it as disinflation. So last we can see your detailed question, and the detailed questions, the page numbers are given. The 35th question is in page number 82 and 83. 36 is in 79 and 80. The 37th is 86 and 87. And the 38th one, the trade cycle 89. Okay, so the page numbers are given. Wherever drawing is required, drawing has to be not required, drawing has to be drawn for 5 marks. Equation has to be written. If tabulation columns are given, we are supposed to write the tabulation. Diagram should be written. We have to mention the x-axis and y-axis. So, those who are watching the channel, please like, subscribe, comment and share your views to Micro Learning. This is once again Shailaja signing off from all of you. Thank you very much.